You winning, son? No, I'm losing. Losing big time. So, Overwatch is toast. Overwatch 1 went offline. Uh-oh. It's out in 2 days. Well, I know what I'm playing in 2 days. Not that. I personally don't care. Isn't Overwatch 2 requiring phone numbers? Oh, it's free. It's free for you, and then you want to know why it's free? Because they're selling your data to advertisers. Oh no, does it actually require your phone number? Why? Why would it need a phone number? To cut down on toxic smurfing? Okay, then what are their, what's put in place to make sure that those phone numbers are actually legitimate phone numbers? And you don't, yeah, you can just go buy a $2 burner phone with like 5 minutes on it. Like you can just buy 30 of them. You can't buy prepaid phones. It needs certain carriers. Okay, is this actually gonna cut back on cheating or toxic smurfing? Like, how is this gonna cut back? I'm curious. Like this, that's the excuse they're using, but it's just because they want to sell your data, right? They want to sell your number to advertisers, right? That's what they actually do. That's how some people make money, or some like companies, or you know, that harassed women for sport. Yes, all of Blizzard in there, they would just they'd have women in there and they'd harass them and they'd say this is my favorite sport, and all the employees also said, yep, there's Donna, this is for sport. The employees are complicit if they're not doing anything about culture of harassment. I think we've talked about this before. I just think it's more complicated than that. I mean, obviously, no one in their fucking right mind is gonna say what people at Blizzard did was good, right? Nobody, right? But I think it's a little bit more complicated than just saying every single employee was a part of a culture of harassment in the workplace, and they were all equally as complicit as the people performing those actions. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you move halfway across the country to work for Blizzard, then you see some shit, and you're like, yo, that's not okay. You maybe bring it up to a couple employees, and they're like, okay, I haven't seen nothing. A week later, they're like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. And what do they all do? Just strike and leave? Or, you know, do they talk amongst themselves? Like, it's just more complicated than that. Like, yes. So, uproot their lives. They see shady shit, because every job, you're going to see some shady shit, right? And then it comes down to, what do you do about that? It's not like everything that was done here was done in the open. It's not like they had, all right, it's an employees meeting. All right, everyone come out here. And then they say, all right, we're going to harass Donna. You know, and then the employees are like, you can do something about this. And they're like, I just don't want to. I'm cool with it, you know? Yeah, exactly. Now, what I'm saying is, obviously, fuck everyone that was a part of that shit, right? Fuck them. But Iraq here is absolutely right when he's saying there's more nuance. It's easy to say that when you're not a Blizzard employee, right? And you can just say, oh, just do this, forehead. But there's so much nuance, especially with something like that. That's a very delicate situation, right? It's not just black and white. It's quite a delicate situation. I'm sure. I mean, I can't speak for it entirely, but I'm sure the people that were employees that were like maybe harassed by other people, like, oh, why don't you do anything? Probably have given insight. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not like everyone also like knew what was happening. Did some people? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure. And the people that were like defending them because they want to keep their position in their job, yeah, that's scummy, right? That's not okay. Well, just marbles. Then you are making the assumption that everyone that worked there was completely understood that there was harassment going on. And that's why I'm saying that's why there's more nuance. Because if you say that, you're making assumptions, and then you put those assumptions on people that weren't the victims, and that people that also have to deal with the shit going on in the company where they make their livelihood and possibly uprooted their lives, you know, to go work at that company. So then you're putting shit on them, when in all reality, it should be, you know, consideration should be directed towards the victims, right? And the people that did these things, right? Which, if I recall correctly as well, Blizzard hasn't done a very good job of, didn't they hire someone back at some point in the last year or two? Yeah, to say everyone would know, I think is delusional. But, oh yeah, that's what I've been saying. Just marbles, of course. I'm not a heartless moron, right? Of course. What you just said is what I've been saying. So, yeah, my perspective hasn't really changed too much on it. Because I know that the majority of people that say fuck everyone that works at Blizzard has no idea of the nuance involved in people's lives. It's like they separate people's lives from the actual like career that they have, and there's a lacking aspect of empathy when people should say shit like that, when it should be completely guided towards like the victims and the people that did awful shit, you know? Yeah, it's definitely a fucked situation. Yeah, exactly, and that also is, like, it's not like if you're a victim of this shit, you're gonna speak out to your friends. I think that's also really a bad, it's a bad thing to think, right? Like, oh, well, they clearly spoke to their friends about this. No, I mean, not every victim wants to talk about shit that's going on, right? Like, it's terrible. Yeah. I think if you see something blatant, yeah, flare it. For sure. I wholeheartedly agree, yes. Well, yeah, it's an actual thing that happens. It's hard to speak out about, because not only for them, they have the same thing on the line, right? Like their career, and it just, and then people might not believe them, and oh, that's just terrible, right? Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, of course. You see something, you should absolutely report it. Anyways, Overwatch 2, am I right?